Learning to set wholesome private obstacles is essential for preserving high-quality self-concept or self-image. It is our way of speaking with others that we've self-appreciate and self-worth and will not allow others to outline us. Personal barriers are the physical, emotional, and intellectual limits we establish to guard ourselves against being manipulated, used, or violated through others. They allow us to split who we are, and what we suppose and feel, from the thoughts and feelings of others. Their presence facilitates us explicit ourselves as the specific individuals we are at the same time as acknowledging the equal in others. It would now not be viable to enjoy healthy relationships without the existence of private barriers or our willingness to talk with others directly and honestly. We ought to understand that every person is a specific person with distinct emotions, needs, and preferences. This is equally proper for our spouses, children, and friends. To set your own boundaries approach to keep your integrity, take responsibility for who you are, and to take control of your existence. How do we establish wholesome private barriers? Know which you have a proper to own boundaries. You no longer have the correct, but you should take responsibility for a way you allow others to treat you. Your barriers act as filters allowing what is suitable in your lifestyles and what is no longer. If you do not have limitations that shield and define you, as in a robust sense of identity, you have a tendency to derive your experience of well-worth from others. To keep away from this situation, set clear and decisive limits so that others will admire them and be willing to do something it takes to enforce them. Interestingly, it has been shown that those who've weak obstacles themselves generally tend to violate the boundaries of others. Identify the actions and behaviors that you find unacceptable. Let others realize when they've crossed the line, misbehaved, or disrespected you in any way. Do not be afraid to tell others while you need emotional and bodily space. Allow yourself to pleasant non-public obstacles in which you are without strain from others to be something else. Know what movements you may want to take in case your wishes are not respected. Trust and believe in yourself. You are the best authority on you. You understand yourself fine. You recognize what you want and value. Don't let absolutely everyone else make the choices for you. Healthy barriers make it feasible, so one can respect your strengths, abilities, and individuality, in addition to those of others. An unhealthy imbalance occurs when you inspire neediness or are needy, need to be rescued, or are the rescuer, or when you pick to play the victim. Signs of unhealthy boundaries going in opposition to non-public values or rights to please others, giving as plenty as you could for the sake of giving, taking as an awful lot as you could to take, letting others define you, expecting others to fill your desires, automatically feeling terrible or guilty while you say no, not speak up while you are handled poorly, falling aside so a person can contend with you, falling in love with someone you barely recognize or who reaches out to you. Accepting advances, touching, and sex which you do not want. Touching someone without asking when we possess wholesome personal boundaries. We have stepped forward self-confidence and a healthful self-idea. We are more in contact with reality. Are better capable of talking with others. Have better, more fulfilling relationships. Have extra stability and control over our lives. It is by no means too late to work on establishing wholesome non-public boundaries.